I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Also want to give double honors unto the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Blessing and salutation unto the elect of Yasharala, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as unto the Akim out there enduring this truth across the four corners of the earth, teaching and prophesying through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in truth and sincerity, as well as the men and women that follow, and those who might look like the other nations but are of the nation of Israel and their father's side by blood. And I had ran across an article over here, this one, the other day, and it just, wanted to do a lesson. It kept coming up. So when I was coming to this website, as you can see, this is End Time Headlines, all fair use. This one was right there as well. Now, I haven't read either one of them, but then, so I said, well, let me click, let me see if it'll go right back to it. Yeah, so it was like this. I was like, oh, well, this looks like a link. Let me click this, and it goes to the category. And as you just look, got all these little pop-ups, just the titles, right? Foreclosures surge 20% as Americans struggle to pay mortgages. Trump administration will not release economic data for October. Verizon is axing 15,000 jobs as new CEO restructures. And I plan to, not read any of them now. I just wanted to just go over the titles, 1 in 4 U.S. households is now living paycheck to paycheck. Jeez. Vehicle repossessions. Trump is proposing a 50-year mortgage plan. Over 50,000 jobs in the U.S. may have been lost in the month of October, according to a new report. New Yorkers flock to food banks as government shutdown hits snap, which they're in the process of getting that all back. But it's not like, okay, boom, we got it and everything is back to normal. All of that is a process. Even the people that was working in governmental jobs and just things supposedly getting back to normal, and we're just in a time where things are going to constantly be shaken up. It's going to be constantly be shaken up because hey, the pot is boiling. The pot is boiling, so ain't no simmer. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no simmer no more. It's too much going on. And oftentimes people will look and see, oh well, it's been this long since this and that was every day is one step closer to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai delivering the elect, man. In order for the elect to be delivered, uh, uh, you know, destruction, calamities, judgment has to happen. All right. I want to get, I didn't plan on getting these scriptures, but through the spirit that's coming up, I'm going to go ahead and grab it. So you got second measures. It should be 4. Second measures 4 and 26. Yep. It says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away. And that's what we're seeing. That's why so much is going on. Everything is going up. People are starting to realize that their American dream is more of a nightmare. Adaptation is becoming a new norm. You got to constantly adapt to things, and what it is people have lived deliciously. They lived liberally over the years, Well, now you're going to be restricted, Your life is going to come with restrictions. All right. And it's going to come by way of them and their NWO. All right. Setting up a digital ran society. Okay. To track you, trace you, charge you, erase you, all of that. And what I mean by erase you, well, you got technology in your body, they can just shut it off if you're not being compliant. It's easy as that, you know. But it says, and cannot verse 27, second Ezra 4 and 27, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come, because there's a kingdom that's promised. All right. Which goes into the main precept I wanted to get in Revelations 3, because it says, for this world is full of unrighteousness, like it, of unrighteousness and infirmities, right? And that's why the judgment has to come. All right, and it's long overdue. It says, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. Right? But it's starting to blossom, so to speak. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So the kingdom can't come unless this place passes away. Okay, not coexist. There is no coexisting. This place is gonna have to pass away. All right. There was another precept I was thinking of. Dang, I forgot my train of thought. So like it for that. But other than that, let me get this here, because I mean so much is going on. Like while a lot of people are losing their jobs to AI or can't find jobs because of AI, or people not hiring, or a lot of these big companies is cutting people, down to the floor. It's hard for people to find jobs. Food is going up. Gas is pretty stagnant for now. Cost of living is going up. Housing is going up. Constantly, things just hitting from all different angles. And the thing I was sitting here, well, just kind of thinking about it right now, actually, when things get tough, Jake normally adapt, right? That's just like the spirit of the Lord, gave it. Hey, we the salt of the earth, right? We the salt of the earth. So, like, what does salt do? It enhances things. So in rough times, we'll find a way. We'll figure out a way to make something happen, But Esau, on the other hand, and some of these other nations, it's a little different story. So it's gonna hit them, it's gonna hit them right in the mouth, so to speak. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like our people are gonna get off the hook. It's just we're used to hard times. All right, we're just used to hard times. But our people are gonna be judged in this thing too. There's gonna be a famine of the word, famine of food and water. Out, and it's like what one party is more uh susceptible to, the other one ain't. So like when it come to these clash wars and things of that nature, the civil wars, a lot of these Edomites, they they've been preparing for that, so a lot of Jake, will get erased. It's not like they gonna completely, annihilate, for lack of better words, but they've been preparing for that and stocking up for things for that. They've been kind of seeing it, versus Jake been kind of partying, But beforehand, with everything going up, Jacob bust down some motherfucking eat some egg and rice, some beans and rice. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see a lot of videos on YouTube now, as of late, talking about meals, Great Depression meals, how they got through the Great Depression. That's what's here. You know, it just ain't reached the volcano just hasn't erupted yet, so to speak. All right, but let me get this precept, Salakia. So this is Revelations chapter 3, verse 10. It says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation." You know, it's not like you be it ultimately it's up to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, man. You know, that's one thing that we have to keep in mind. All right. That is ultimately up to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. This was another version I was looking. I like this one, the NLT. It says, "Because you obeyed my command to persevere, I will protect you from the great time of testing that will come upon the world, upon the whole world, to test those who belong to this world." Meaning everybody's going to be tested. All right, that hour of temptation. Like I said, the great time of testing. Okay, because this is the last bit, man. I'm about to look up great. This is the end all be all. Course, man, course. Based on similar greatness. Not really seeing too much. Also from the verb to become enlarged, become larger, increase, grow. So it's a big test, so to speak. Synonymous with big, yeah, large. You know, at the end of the day, it's like a pop quiz to a final exam. You know, that final exam, the points on there just hit a little. Well, that's what this is gonna be. It's gonna be the final test. You know, this is gonna determine your grade. All right, in the class, man. Okay, you either passing or failing, meaning you get salvation or you don't. You know, that's going to play a huge role in it, and that's the thing with all of these economy, because people are used to a lifestyle. Like people was saying, we was talking about it at work today, and dude was saying he don't like working less than 50 hours. Me, on the other hand, I mean, if they force me in, they force me in, but I'd rather dumb down my lifestyle. You know, as the scriptures tell us to be as pilgrims. You know, so I'd rather not do the things that I used to do as much, like far as shoes. You know, I still get some shoes here and there, but for some time I was like on it. You know, even when it comes to a certain pair of shoes, you know, my all whites, you know, I wear them and wear them. You know, and once they start to get discolored at the bottom, I'm tossing them out or starting to cut grass in them, and I'm gonna get a brand new pair. You know, that's just how it was. But now it's like, shoot, with so many things hitting, people are going to be forced to uh, minimize their lives, for lack of better words. And it's going to hurt them because they don't know how to make those sacrifices. You know, they want to struggle and live the same life that they had. Not saying they want to struggle, you know, but if they have to struggle, they'll rather be struggling and still be able to live the life that they once lived. And it's just like, no, man, give it up. You know, give it up. It's out of here. All right. So once again, I'm gonna read it in the KJV. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, and try them that dwell upon the earth. Let's see this temptation, man. Because temptation is there to make you strong or cause you to fail. Simple as that. Temptation, an experiment, meaning a try out, attempt, trial, proving, right? The trial made of you by my bodily condition, since condition served as to test the love of the Galatians towards Paul. The trial of man's fidelity, integrity, virtue, constancy, all right? Fidelity, faithfulness to a person, cause, or belief. Are you going to fold or not? Integrity, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Virtue, behavior showing high moral standards. And off the rip, I think of Eleazar and Apocrypha when they was like, just act like you eating pork. We'll give you lawful meat. Just act like you eating pork. And he like, hell no, man. You also got constancy, the quality of being faithful and dependent. All of this is resolving around faith, man. Because what does it say? All right. Go to Hebrews 6 and 10. I think it's 11. 11 and 6. Hebrews 11 and 6. But without faith, right, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So without faith, it's impossible to please YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. All right. It says an enticement to sin. Right. The MOTB ain't sin, but it is, because the Lord said don't take it. It says temptation, whether arising from the desires or from the outward circumstances. An internal temptation to sin, and that's what it is, man. It's just like, you got the two guys on your shoulder, one on the right, one on the left, and one saying don't do it, and the other one saying do it. It'll be all right. You gotta eat. You gotta feed your kids, right? Like, you really might have them type of voices going through your head, man. That's why you go through certain things now, and the Lord is trying to teach you the Salakia. The Lord is trying to teach us discretion and proper judgment. So when we get to that crossroad, we keep our integrity, man. Keep our integrity. All right, remain virtuous. Please him by keeping faith. Right? It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Let's see this try. To try whether a thing can be done, to attempt, endeavor to try, make trial of tests for the purpose of ascertaining his quality. What's this? Find something out for certain. Make sure of. The Lord got to make sure he who's his. He know who's his, who belong to him. But he got to make sure because you can say and do whatever now, but when you ain't ate in 3 or 4 days, and that temptation get to kicking in, and you come before your trial. That's why the Lord said he will keep us from there. We gotta remain faithful in YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Look at that. It goes right back to faith, virtue, character. It's all about being tested, man. Being tested. All right. So that's where we at. Call Lord YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Matter of fact, I want to get one more. I'm already here. I'm tripping. Because this is what we got to keep in mind. It says Psalms 51 and 11. It says, cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. So we got to pray to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI that his spirit remains on us. So when we get to that hour of temptation, that we can remain faithful. Like I said, we ain't nothing without Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Alright. Hey, so with that, Lord willing, you was edified, and Lord willing, we allowed to endure unto the end. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM QADASH. Shalom.